Today has been a big speaky kind of day, and lots of really good progress has been made. I was on the phone with Diana from DBA Speakers earlier this morning and this afternoon as well, and having a couple of conversations with her, some things that she's been chasing up and following up on my behalf, and some leads that she's been chasing down as well, which are some looking fruitful, some have turned into dead ends, but nevertheless it's still a progress. And I've also spent a good chunk of time preparing the talk that I'm giving next week, and I've actually managed to book in a what do they call it, a call, conference call. Words escaped me. Basically, I'm speaking a client briefing call. That's it, a client briefing call. So I'm speaking to the client and the intermediary tomorrow on a call where I've got a bunch of questions that I want to ask, and also I guess share some of the ideas that I've already had, and I've put a good bit of work into this already. And I just want to make sure that I'm on the right lines. I want to make sure that it's going to be received, or there's at least a likelihood that it's going to be received in the way that I'm anticipating. So the work I have done today has been on that talk, and I've been one thing I kind of realized today is that what I thought at the beginning that I had down, I thought, yes, I've nailed this, I've got everything that I need, it's going to be wonderful. What I now have bears very little resemblance to that. That kind of always happens. That's always the way. When I start getting into the detail of it and start really planning out what the flow is going to be like, how everything is going to connect together, making sure that it all ties up beginning, middle, and an end, and it makes sense, and there's the people are actually going to be able to not just engage with it, but do something with the information afterwards. When I get to that stage, which is where I am now, it really kind of becomes apparent what's going to work and what's not. And actually, I'm nowhere near. I think I've got everything that I need. Now the real work begins as I start to strip bits out, and that's often the harder part of the process. The last thing I want to do is to kind of overwhelm everybody, especially as that's a big part of what I'm going to be talking about. Progress, not perfection. And one of the things that happens to us when we try to perfect things is that we get overwhelmed. And I know that if I throw everything at the audience, any audience, whether I'm doing a webinar, a talk, writing, just get too much information, you really do start to lose the application. And I'm very mindful of that. I've certainly fallen into that trap before, and I want to make sure it doesn't happen this time. So I will be stripping bits out, and I know that it'll feel like cutting off limbs because I want to show it all. But at the same time, when impact is the goal, I know that I've got to be very particular about the bits that are left in. So that's the goal, and I've got some time set aside tomorrow morning to do that as well. Other than that, I was going to talk about progress, not perfection. I'm going to talk about that in some detail this week, because yesterday I mentioned about how I wanted to use some of these videos to share some of the concepts and some of the ideas that I share from various platforms, whether it's on a stage or in my membership programs or just my writing. I want to kind of explain these things in a usable format. So I want to use progress, not perfection, as the first thing that I share in that way. So I'm going to be doing that this week. I had thought I'll do it today, actually, but I didn't. Anyway. Geez. Right. I'm finishing off now. Hit to the gym. This evening, my day is far from over. This evening I have a big webinar, a how to lose weight, turn up and get fit webinar. And I'm actually going to be broadcasting live through this YouTube channel as a private link. And it's the first time I've done it like that. And what could possibly go wrong? I've actually spent some time preparing for it as well this morning. That's what I was doing. A good chunk of time, a couple of hours actually preparing, writing a load of notes, and also making sure that I've got that structure down as well, so I can just unleash in some semblance of order and make sure I don't miss anything this evening at 8:15. So I'll be back on this channel then, although it'll be as a private link, so it won't show up on the other videos. If you want to catch that, you'll need to register. I'll stick the link in the description to this video as well. Anyway, cheerio. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now.